Well, howdy folks, Shawn here from hikingwithshawn.com. Today I'm doing something different. I'm going on the annual Trigg Tour. It's really cool. I'll be boarding a bus and I'm going to try to document it as I go, so stay tuned. Alright folks, here at Shiloh Hill, and this is the last remaining college of Shiloh. Very cool. Shiloh College.
It's here, they're trying to keep it, up and going here yet.
Very old building. This is what's left of the Shiloh College. And I'm guessing. Alright, here inside the schoolhouse. One room school. One room college. Very cool. Old building. Old stairs. Alright. Shiloh College is in the rural community of Shiloh Hill in Randolph County. The original building on January 1st, 1836, trustees met at the home of John B. Burke near present-day community of Shiloh Hill. They met for the purpose of drawing up articles of agreement for a school and meeting house. 38 men pledged $123 each for the construction on the first of 3 buildings, which over the years would be erected on this property. Alright folks, Mary's Covered Bridge. It's one of the only covered bridges around. They recently did a lot of repair to it. It got hit by a tornado a couple years ago. River. A lot of truck traffic, very prominent farming area. Alright, there's a kind of a side view of Mary's Covered Bridge. So, pretty cool spot. Gotta say, the bus driver's been an excellent bus driver. Alright folks, we're at the Pierre Menard Home. Pierre Menard Home is part of a French region of southwest Illinois. It is a state historic site, also inscribed on the National Register of Historic Places. And by the Park Service. The later designation means that the Pierre Menard Home has national importance.
Resources. This is the home of Pierre Menard, and significant for several reasons, but for our purposes today we'll focus on the fact that it's the last piece of Kaskaskia, our first capital, that exists in its original place.
Oil painting of Kaskaskia. What it used to look like.
That's a pretty good little walk up that hill.
It is. I've done it a couple of
Alright.
I'm kind of doing her job now. I believe when I'm she does still work.
Alright folks, I wanted to show this. It's a carpet from the Masonic Lodge from Kaskaskia. And there's a lot of Masonic paraphernalia type stuff on there. This hits home with me because I'm a Mason, so That's really cool to see. All right, folks, we're at Fort Kaskaskia. It's a really cool overlook here. Alrighty, folks, here at Fort Kaskaskia, gonna have some lunch. Alright, folks, the old Creole House. What's there? What's down there? Oh well.
Well, we got a new schedule.
The Creole House. Right, here's the old cemetery here in the back of the Creole House here in Prairie de Roche, Illinois. Hopefully I said that right. Prairie de Roche, Prairie de Roche. I'm sure someone will correct me. Alright, folks, now we're at the historical Fort Deschartres. Deschartres State Historical Site. So, pretty cool.
My wife and I run the volunteer organizations down here. We run Les Amis de Fort Deschartres, which is the volunteer organization. My wife's the president of that organization, and I'm the president of Le Cure de Bois de Fort Deschartres, which that's our local flintlock muzzleloading gun club that meets here. Both of those organizations are 501c3 not-for-profit, dedicated to preserving and interpreting the site here. So we greatly appreciate y'all coming out today. Feel free to just blast me with any questions you have. I know we've got a limited amount of time, so I'm going to try to run through this pretty quick. But no, once again, appreciate you coming out today. Please come back again. We host several big events. We kind of were talking about that earlier on. But we'll go ahead and get started here. And so you were standing at the rear gate, though what will be referred to as the land gate. And then we've done trivia down here before, and this we always catch people on this because once we go inside here, you'll see the stairs to go up into the guard tower of the land gate. This would have been the secondary gate. The main gate would have been facing the river. Obviously, the rivers, I had mentioned that before, the rivers were the main mode of transportation back in the 18th century.
All right, they said that's the old powder battery, and that's the oldest building in the fort right there. So something kind of cool. This fort was reconstructed, but the foundation it was reconstructed on is the original. So it was reconstructed to make it look pretty much like the original.
It's a lot smaller version, but that spring house that was at
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
One of those two.
exactly.
This is the oldest building in the fort.
It's the oldest building, oldest structure in the state.
Oldest structure in the state of Illinois. Yeah. And this would have been gunpowder and stuff. So, black powder. It would have went off right when I turned the camera on.